This is second part of acute mastocytitis. Here we will be dealing mainly and discussing mainly about the treatment. Once we have a clinical diagnosis or provisional diagnosis of acute mastocytitis, we need to admit the child. As soon as the child is admitted and the blood is drawn for investigation, we will start with IV antibiotics. Along with IV antibiotics, the child will be getting nasal spray, decongestion spray which has to be applied thrice daily, and steroid nasal spray which has to be applied once daily. Now, this antibiotic will be going on for 2-3 days. So, after 2-3 days, if the child improves, well and good. So, the antibiotics will be continued and all the other treatment will be continued and the child will feel better. In case the child does not improve and he may even become worse, the condition may become worse, then he goes into a surgical state. The surgery, it can be either a moderate surgery or it can be a major surgery. So, what are the indications of surgery? So, suppose if you have intracranial complication, the complication from the otitis media, it is spread into the brain, intracranial complication, and if it is cholesteatoma, these two conditions you need a major surgery. But if you have abscess here and inside or behind in the middle ear alone, you need to have a minor surgery, minor or you can say moderate. So, what do you do for this? These two conditions. So, that is subperiosteal abscess, how do you deal with that? Let us go through that first. Now, once you have decided that the surgery has to be done, the child has been already admitted and all the IV antibiotics started, we will take a concern from you. In that concern form, it will be written the indication for surgery and what is the surgery which is going to be done and what are the complications of the surgery. You go through that and you have to sign in that, parents need to sign in that. In the same paper, the doctor also will countersign. Once that is done and once we get all the blood reports, which usually comes within 1 hour or so, with all the blood report, we need to go and see the pediatrician to get a clearance for surgery. Once that is done, we have to go and see the anesthetist to get his clearance. So, with that, all the clearance is done and the child is ready for surgery. So, 4 hours prior to surgery, the child has to be nilparorally. Now, comes the surgery part. If it has to be, suppose we have decided to do a moderate surgery where the pus is seen in the middle ear and here behind the ear. What you do, you make an incision behind the ear and we remove all the pus. Along with that, we put an incision in the eardrum wide enough so that all the pus comes out and every day the pus will be slowly coming out, draining out. This is about the condition where the middle ear is filled with pus and we have a pus here. Suppose it is still more complicated and you have other complications, intracranial complication, this surgery will not be enough. You need to go and do one more step ahead, you have to do something else. What do you do that? Here we have to not just open up behind the ear, we have to open up the bone, the mastoid air cell system completely, and we have to drill and remove all the pus which has been collected inside the mastoid air cell system, which is called as cortical mastoidectomy. Soon after the surgery, the child will have a mastoid dressing which looks like this, and when he comes back to the room for next 4 hours or till the staff nurse tells you, child will be NPU. So, after that period, you will be asked to take sip of water and the child doesn't vomit, you can start with liquid diet. So, as and when the liquid diet is going on, child will be they will be starting on painkillers and already he is getting IV antibiotic. Now, ear drop also to be applied now, which is 3 drops 3 times daily for at least for 5 to 7 days. This is about the surgery. So, after surgery, when we are discharged at home, suppose the left ear is operated, you have to sleep with the right ear touching the pillow and don't try to avoid sudden head movements and try to avoid strenuous activities at least for 1 month. Now, since there is a perforation or a hole which have been made to remove all the pus, we should prevent entry of water in the ear. especially so during the head shower. So, during a head shower, we have to block the external canal with a cotton, and on top of that you have to apply Vaseline, and try to avoid swimming. And in case you have any upper respiratory tract infection, try to meet your doctor and get a complete treatment for that. Now coming for review. Each hospital has got their own protocol. Generally, it will be, the first review will be after 7 days and within 10 days. The second one will be after 1 month, and third one will be after 6 months, followed by first year. So this is in short about acute mastocytitis. So for chronic mastocytitis, you have to see my video under the heading chronic mastocytitis. Thank you so much.